Nathaniel watched his wife Sarah get ready for the wedding. She looked stunning in her red dress, her hair styled perfectly, and her smile radiant. He kissed her cheek, whispering, "Have a great time, I'll see you when you get back." Sarah left for the wedding and Nathaniel spent the evening alone watching TV and waiting for her return. When she finally walked in the door, she seemed a bit more subdued than usual. Nathaniel didn't think much of it, assuming she was just tired. The next day, Nathaniel accompanied Sarah to her routine doctor's appointment. As they sat in the waiting room, Nathaniel flipped through a magazine feeling content. But when the doctor called them in, Nathaniel's world began to crumble. "Sarah's test results show she's contracted an STD," the doctor said gently. Nathaniel's eyes widened in shock. "What is that possible?" he asked, looking at Sarah, who avoided his gaze. The doctor's words hung in the air, and Nathaniel's mind began to whirl with questions. How could this have happened? Was Sarah being honest with him? As they left the doctor's office, Nathaniel's trusting nature began to fray. He couldn't shake off the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Nathaniel's thoughts swirled with doubts and questions. He felt like his whole world was turning upside down. He didn't know what to say or do. He just wanted answers. Nathaniel's mind was racing with questions and doubts. He couldn't concentrate on work, and his usual calm demeanor was replaced by anxiety. He decided to investigate further, starting with subtle questions to Sarah. "Hey, how was the wedding?" Nathaniel asked casually, trying not to arouse suspicion. Sarah seemed hesitant. "It was good, just a lot of people." Nathaniel sensed something was off but didn't push further yet. He began to notice small inconsistencies in Sarah's stories and behaviors. He started to dig deeper, searching online for information on STDs and their incubation periods. As Nathaniel dug deeper, his suspicions grew. He found discrepancies in Sarah's alibis and noticed changes in her routine. He felt like he was unraveling a web of lies. One night, Nathaniel decided to snoop through Sarah's phone. What he found shocked him to his core: incriminating messages and evidence of infidelity. Nathaniel's heart sank as he read through the conversations. The messages revealed a secret life Nathaniel never knew existed. Sarah's words were laced with deceit and betrayal. Nathaniel felt like he'd been punched in the gut. His trust was shattered, and he couldn't believe the woman he loved could deceive him so thoroughly. The investigation was over, the truth was out. Nathaniel's heart was heavy with pain and anger. He knew he had to take action, but he wasn't sure what that would be. He felt lost and alone, torn between his love for Sarah and his desire for justice. As Nathaniel sat in stunned silence, he knew his life would never be the same. The man he thought he was had been blind to the truth. Now he had to find a way to confront the reality of his situation. Nathaniel's anger and hurt simmered beneath the surface as he planned his next move. He decided to file for divorce without warning Sarah, wanting to catch her off guard. The papers were served and Sarah was shocked. "What is this, Nathaniel?" Sarah asked, her voice trembling as she held the divorce papers. Nathaniel's expression was cold. "You know exactly what this is, Sarah. It's the consequence of your actions." As the divorce proceedings began, Nathaniel unleashed a calculated revenge plan. He exposed Sarah's infidelity to their friends and family, making sure she faced social consequences. He also took control of their finances, limiting her access to their joint accounts. Sarah was devastated, realizing too late the extent of her mistakes. She tried to apologize and make amends, but Nathaniel was resolute. He wouldn't forgive her easily. "You're just going to cut me out of your life like that?" Sarah asked, tears streaming down her face. "You're the one who cut yourself out, Sarah," Nathaniel replied, his voice firm. "You made your choices and now you have to live with them." The months that followed were tough for Sarah. She faced isolation and financial struggles. Nathaniel's revenge plan was working, and she was paying the price for her betrayal. As Sarah's world crumbled, Nathaniel felt a sense of satisfaction. He had taken back control and his life was finally moving in the right direction. He was rebuilding himself stronger and wiser. But little did Sarah know Nathaniel's plan wasn't just about revenge. It was about rediscovering himself and finding closure. Months later, Sarah stood at Nathaniel's doorstep, tears streaming down her face. "Please, Nathaniel, forgive me. she begged. I've realized my mistakes and I want to make it right. Nathaniel looked at her, his expression unreadable. You've had your chance, Sarah. You've hurt me too deeply. Sarah pleaded, promising to do anything to regain his trust. But Nathaniel was resolute. I'm not the same man you betrayed, he said calmly. I've moved on and I won't go back to the way things were. Sarah's desperation turned to despair as she realized she had lost him forever. Nathaniel closed the door, ending their chapter together. As Nathaniel walked away, he felt a sense of closure. He had taken back control and his life was finally his own. He was ready for a new beginning.